Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming to visit me in this video. For this video, what I thought I would do is read from a book that I got recently. And it's like a poetry book, so this is what it looks like. It's called Inward. And it's by Young Pueblo. Young Pueblo. Young Pueblo. Young Pueblo. Young Pueblo. The back says, true power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero, and leader. Hero, healer, and leader. So, yes, I'm going to read a few pages from this. And the book comes, it's separated into different sections. And let me read the different sections. The first one is distance. The second one is union. Third one is interlude. Fourth one is self-love. And fifth one is understanding. Those are the different sections to this book. And this is what the cover looks like. So I actually have two from Young Pueblo. And I think one plays off the other, but I'm not entirely sure. And this is the other one. This one's called Clarity and Connection. Clarity and Connection, and this is what the front cover looks like. So, I figured I'd read a few pages from this. I haven't really started reading it yet. I've only read like a page or two here or there. If you don't really like, in general, I guess, emotions or, hearing things that may remind you of a more painful time or being vulnerable, things like that, and that's just not something you want to hear about right now, then by all means, guys, don't watch this video. Or if you just want to listen mindfully, that's fine too. You don't necessarily have to take meaning in the words. But I do hope you enjoy this video if you are going to stay and watch. And I hope that you take whatever it is you need from it. You might hear some noises too, as usual, other than my fire alarm, because my mom is awake and she's watching some videos downstairs, I think. So, yeah. Okay. So let's get started. I probably won't read very many pages, but I do want to read a few. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I shall start. So the book is called Inward. It's by Young Pueblo. And then there's an author's note, and it says, two of the great lessons humanity will learn in the 21st century will be, to harm another is to harm oneself. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. Okay. Alrighty, you guys, the sections, and the very first one is called Distance. Distance, distance. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Before I could release the weight of my sadness and pain, I first had to honor its existence. I was never addicted to one thing. I was addicted to filling a void within myself with things other than my own love. To solely attempt to love others without first loving yourself is to build a home without a strong foundation. Three things make life harder: not loving yourself, refusing to grow, not letting go. I lived so long with a closed heart, not because I was afraid to get hurt, but because I was afraid of the pain I had hidden away. Before we can heal and let go, what ails us deeply must first come to the surface. also running away from our own freedom. It is through the observation of all that we are and accepting what we observe with honesty and without judgment that we can release the tension that creates delusions in the mind and walls around the heart. This is why the keys to our freedom lie in our darkness, because when we observe our darkness by bringing our light of awareness inward, the ego begins to dissipate into nothingness and the subconscious slowly becomes understood. The mind is full of shadows, but shadows cannot withstand the patience and perseverance of light. Our minds can become like stars, powerful united fields of pure light. But unlike a star, the healed mind will dwell in awareness and wisdom. When we disconnect from our pain, we stop growing. When we are dominated by our pain, we stop growing. Freedom is observing our pain, letting it go, and moving forward. Middle path. It is not love if all they want from you is to fulfill their expectations. One of my greatest mistakes was believing that another person could hold together all the pieces of me. Make sure the walls you build to protect yourself do not become a prison. Changes in the external world can cause great misery when we do not know how to engage and heal ourselves. Moments of pain and discomfort or encounters with ideas that may break the mental images we have created of the world are normally things we not only run away from, but also things we build walls to defend ourselves from. These walls we build in our minds and hearts make sense when we don't know any better. We all have the right to protect ourselves from pain, but be aware that these walls can turn from protection into a prison. The more walls we build around ourselves, the less space we have to grow and be free. We have a harder time releasing the habits that cause misery when we are surrounded by the psychological walls we have constructed, causing us to stagnate and fall into a rhythm where we are always running within a space that is slowly growing smaller. The opposite of this mode of being is to have a practice that helps us to go deep within ourselves to dissolve the walls, to heal the patterns that cause us pain, to release burdens and traumas, and to discover the universe that dwells inside of each of us. When we journey inward and release the blocks that we first built as walls, we naturally begin to create a new and wider space of awareness. Now, when things happen in the external world, we have more space and time to examine how we would like to respond, as opposed to reacting blindly and reinforcing old patterns. The body contains our past emotions. Healing work creates space for the release of what we feel long ago. Don't run away from heavy emotions. Honor the anger. Give pain the space it needs to breathe. This is how we let go. Reminder, when the body is tired, the mind will often create worries to focus on. Ask yourself often, am I observing the situation accurately, or am I projecting how I feel onto what is happening? Sometimes we feel like exploding, not because of anything or to hurt anyone, but simply because we are growing, releasing, letting the old parts die so that new habits, new ways of being have space to live. Shedding. Sometimes deeper mental clarity is preceded by great internal storms. Healing yourself can be messy. Seeing yourself through honesty can be jarring and tough. It can even temporarily cause imbalance in your life. It is hard to work to open yourself up to release your burdens. It is hard work to open yourself up to release your burdens. Like removing thorns from your body, it may hurt at first, but it is ultimately for your highest good. The dark clouds of rainfall are necessary for new growth. An apology to past lovers. I wasn't ready to treat you well. I didn't know love was meant to be selfless. I didn't know my pain had control over my actions. I didn't know how far away I was from myself and how that distance always kept the smiles apart. Blind heart. see who they really want to be. Question